The person who just texted us to say Manchester music will survive, to hell with Sheffield, is right. With bands like the Marder we played earlier on, and with Liam Frost. The future is rosy. Now, I have spent this last 2 hours with you and with my former love, and it seems very unfair not to mention my present love, so I want to play a song. She won't be listening because she doesn't care for me very much, but I want to play a song for my present love, and I'm just trying to be nice here. And this actually, this is the Midas Touch part of the programme. Okay, Lindsay, we call this King Midas in reverse. Clint Boone gave me this title because this is records that I've put out which anybody else in the world would have had a hit with except me. You've noticed I'm not very good at this music business thing, haven't you, over the years?
Oh, you've done okay.
No, I've done very, very badly. So this song in particular, this is one of the greatest Manchester love songs ever written. Forget Love Will Tear Us Apart, forget Wonderwall, You're My Wonderwall, forget all that stuff. The first time I ever took my present love to Los Angeles, arrived off a plane, and shortly after whatever happened then, I went to the studio, the great Capitol Tower, that beautiful, strange circular building on Hollywood and Vine, to the basement studio where Frank Sinatra recorded his albums and everybody else, and there was Oakenfold and Osborne and the Happy Mondays, and Sean said, "Toe, we just recorded this new song, you got to listen to this." And this is the song in question. Bob's Your Uncle from Pills and Thrills by the Happy Mondays, and that was especially for Yvette, who won't be listening to this because she never listens to me because she doesn't care. I'm talking to the other love of my life, Lindsay Reade, who has co-written the new book on Joy Division. But at that moment in history when I was obsessed with my wonderful Happy Mondays, I was utterly ignoring another band, contemporaneous, called the Stone Roses, because it was managed by my ex-wife, Lindsay, and my ex-partner, Martin Hannett, and my ex-protégé, Tim, and all my exes, and I hated the Stone Roses because of you. It was your fault.
Well, that's an excuse.
It is an excuse, I quite agree.
See, it's a good job we split up, really, isn't it? Because otherwise they might never have got anywhere.
No, I'm sure the Stone Roses had the talent. Ian had the talent, and Rennie had the talent.
I went round all the record labels in London. Nobody was interested. They all said they didn't like it. I mean, that's how I got a job in A&R afterwards.
That's how Brian Epstein, that's what happened to him with the Beatles. He went all around London with the Beatles. Yeah. No one wanted to know.
Yeah, they did.
And then finally, the famous story is that, and Sue Lawley on Desert Island Disc was interviewing Mr. Sir whatever, who was the producer of the Beatles. It's Sunday afternoon anyway, the great producer of the Beatles, and she said, "Well, you like them," and he went, "No, I didn't at all. I hated it as well." So he said, "Why did you sign them?" Because it was the way they stood in the room, it was their attitude. So the Stone Roses, no one wanted to know, you were hawking them all around London.
Yeah, I was.
But you got the wonderful Jeff Travis
yeah,
instead
he
of
was the
Rough Trade.
first one. He got stitched up a bit, really.
And in the meantime, Gareth, who had joined as the new manager, was going behind your back, signing them to Silvertown.
Well, it was me that got the Zomba guy in.
Was it?
By the way, yeah. Yeah, it was a guy called Roddy McKenna.
And tell me, how much money did you make out of this work you did for this, one of the biggest bands in history?
I already said £1,000.
£1,000, okay.
My expenses came off that as well.
I tell you, we are a pair, Lindsay, we are a pair.
It's tragic.
And the track you've chosen by your band, the Stone Roses?
And I had a contract for 10% of their income.
Did you?
Honestly.
It's not a shame.
I never thought they were going to be that big. I liked them.
It's a joke. Which track have you chosen by the Roses?
Waterfall.
It's a wonderful track. XFM Manchester, the Sunday Rose with Anthony Wilson and Lindsay Reade playing Waterfall. This Sunday as we bring this show to a close, and she was once married to a TV presenter who's now an XFM radio presenter. We're going to end this by saying that although your wonderful new book, Lindsay, The Life of Ian Curtis, is £19.95, it's worth every penny.
Thank you.
And it's cheaper on Amazon.
Well,
use the internet.
Cheaper.
Huh?
They lose money on it, I think. Amazon.
Do they? Yeah. Amazon lose money on it?
Yeah, it's like a lost leader.
I hope you don't lose money on it.
Thank you.
It's been a real joy having you on the programme. It's been a joy broadcasting to you out there, in particular Tony from Davenport. And you're going to love this last one as well. And thanks as well to my producer Kate for not shouting at me too much today. We're going to end with a song that's from a Joy Division live album that wasn't a bootleg. I put it out officially. I was asked by some strange weirdo in London to get permission to do it, and I went to the late manager Rob Gretton and said, have you listened to the Preston tape? And he goes, it's the worst bloody gig we ever did. And I thought, oh dear. But it's the kind of thing you liked, so it's got what you call attitude, he said with his usual Gretnish sneer. It has attitude. It even has somewhere, probably not on this track, it has, the bus for Burnley is leaving in 2 hours. Anyway, it's just, and I think the beginning of this track is when Hook is trying to explain that one of the speakers has gone. This is utter chaos. This is utter Joy Division. This has been the Sunday Roast on XFM Manchester. Thank you, Lindsay Reade, for joining me.
Thanks for having me on.
And it's Joy Division. And it's Joy Division. And it's Joy Division.